Yo, Fuser. All right, so I'm gonna explain something to you, right? You know what I'm saying? Harmonix is legendary. They always bring the industry something in the musical genre that's life-changing, soul-changing, and exciting, full of entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So we about to break this down right now, and the first question is going to my homegirl, Zoe. Right? First off, you gotta hold the belt.
Oh.
It'll be an honor for you to hold the belt.
It's
son.
my honor.
Let's go, baby.
Woo.
Let's go.
Let's
now
go.
look, first question.
Yes.
Why? Like, why are y'all doing this to me right now? So, everything from a rock band to Dropmix to all this other stuff, now we back with Fuser. So, obviously the root word of Fuser is fuse. So, I'm wondering how we're blending things together with this game.
100%.
Talk to me about the game, the gameplay, how it all came about.
Awesome. So you know Dropmix, you know Rock Band, you know Harmonix Classic Games.
Yes.
This is kind of feeding into that fantasy fulfillment just like Rock Band did. So
yes.
There was a time when you wanted to be the world's greatest rock star, shredding guitar up on stage, and that still exists, but culturally speaking, people want to be festivals, producers, like
yes.
DJs. We've evolved a little bit in ways that we want to be seen and show up on stage, right? I think Fuser speaks to that, but talking about the music mixing itself, it's a music mixing game, right? So you have right now in the demo we have 16 tracks. When we launch, it'll be over 100 in the soundtrack. So one of the most robust soundtracks we've ever released, right? And what you have is you have 4 elements in the song. So you got your bass, your drums, your lead instrument, your lead vocals, and you're able to take all these songs from all these different elements from these songs, combine them into one thing, and it's going to sound amazing no matter what you do. So it'll be in the same key, at the same tempo. So even if you're mixing 50 Cent with Smash Mouth, with Blue Oyster Cult, with Billie Eilish, it's gonna sound like they belong together, like they never should have been apart. It's pretty amazing. So if you know Dropmix and you like that mechanic, this is that, but evolved because the gameplay that exists is even further. So you have freestyle, campaign, and multiplayer. So along the campaign, you're learning skills to get you to be the headlining DJ at this, as you can see, larger than life festival.
Yeah.
And it's pretty special. I want to tell you more about the campaign. You're gonna have to follow us all year to find out.
Oh my God, yo! First of all, she's the best.
I know.
I'm telling you right now, she's the best. Like you could just take over the whole thing. Like I'm already sold.
Me.
Like you can just like for real, you can. All right. So my next question is this: I play Dropmix. I play all the music games, right? It seems like y'all made Dropmix digital. But like now you can play it. Like the same concept of what Dropmix is, we can now play it like on screen and stuff like that. That's what it seems like to me the way you broke it down. So my question to you is gameplay. Like how does the gameplay like actually work so somebody that's not aware, they can understand how they can be involved?
Right, so that's a great question, right? And you know, one of the things that I like to kind of think about with respect to Dropmix is that really the thing that resonated with me was the freestyle part of Dropmix.
Yeah,
right? And the idea that it can be this creative toolkit. But the gameplay in that game was kind of traditional CCG. You weren't making a mix. The mix was kind of incidental. In Fuser, it's all about the mix, right? The fantasy is you're on stage performing, and so you know all the gameplay is basically derived from like the skill of the performer, right? So that skill is a function of like making the right drop at the right time. There's a rhythm action component. There's all sorts of goals and crowd requests and kind of all these things you have to manage while you're also deciding like, okay, what do I actually want this to sound like?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're managing a lot. The game actually gets very hard, but the thing that I like about it more than anything else is that the gameplay is all about the performance, right? This is a music game through and through. The music is core and fundamental to the fantasy and to the gameplay.
So now, I want to talk to y'all about copyright strikes.
Okay.
Now, everybody loves game streaming. We all like on Twitch, YouTube, everything like that. So a game like this, if you were to stream it, and the music and everything like that, YouTube or these record labels is already ready to like break you down, which may make somebody feel like, why would I stream this game if it's gonna mess up my account or whatever? So like, do y'all have deals in place with like companies, or do you have something in place where when you stream the game and you're using it, it won't affect like your actual bottom line as a content creator?
Right.
I'll let you take that.
Well, so So I think Harmonix does an exceptional job of having good relationships with rights and license holders. You know, 25 years of industry experience, people know us, they trust us. We're able to do something that's pretty lucky and fortuitous that, look at these amazing, I mean, some of the world's best artists are in this game. So we have a really positive relationship. I think what you're alluding to specifically is something everybody's trying to figure out right now. So I can tell you in the game there is a huge social sharing component to it. So obviously you're going to be wanting to save and share your mixes and you'll be able to. But I think right now, what you're saying, it changes every day, right? The actual like online structures, monetization of streaming and music and rights holding. So right now we are in talks and working with our partners to try to find a way that we can empower our community and content creators to make sure users are part of what they're doing and make sure that it's not going to affect their bottom line, like you said.
So now, that was a setup question, right? So the setup, you know how I get down. So the reason why I had this question is because I want to give a big shout out to Master P. I want to give a big shout out to Mary J. Blige. There's a lot of stuff that's happening, and just to name a few artists, a lot of these artists want to get into gaming and do a lot of things. So my follow-up question to the setup was, have y'all thought about, as a brand in terms of Fuser, like doing a deal, whether it's a deal with Twitch or a deal with YouTube or a deal with a certain artist that has a significant, powerful catalog, where like if Master P came to y'all and said, look, I want my catalog to exist in this game, and everybody that plays it on YouTube or whatever, when they play my stuff, it won't mess up their account because I'm personally doing like a major deal with y'all in this game or whatever. Are those types of deals like realistic with a game like this, or is that something that y'all even thought of to make sure we can potentially start the movement that would lead for content creators having that comfort of streaming this game without being worried?
I think Zoe put it really well, right? It's like we see the industry moving pretty quickly, and you know, my sense is that Fuser is going to push things, right? It's like, you know, we're making this game for players, right? For people who love music, people who love video games, and the surprising thing about Fuser is how, you know, how good it sounds and how capable you are with no musical experience of creating something awesome, right?
Gotcha.
And something that you really want to share, something that you want to put out there. So I expect us to kind of push to some hard conversations. You know, it's in all of our sort of dealings with our artists and our record labels, they know that this is like a social experience.
Yes.
And that's all in there. And the real challenge is, you know, making sure that on the other side, it's not just about what happens in the game, it's what happens on YouTube, it's what happens on Twitch and Facebook and Twitter and everything, where, you know, the revenue's getting shared to the right people.
It needs to be a common understanding for the betterment of the community. I agree wholeheartedly.
But I think but games are going to push that conversation forward,
and I think this game
is at the forefront of that.
Yeah, I think this game will do that. So now, character creation. Here's what I would love. Okay. So we know Snoop Dogg, you know what I'm saying, be a performer doing his DJ stuff and everything. And then you got like some of the top-notch DJs in the world, like Kid Capri and stuff like that. Like, if y'all put Kid Capri in this game or something like that, Kid, you know, that's my dude, I can call him.
DJ Premier,
like,
I love you.
Oh yeah, Primo, I got access to all of them. I'm just saying, like, you know how dope it'd be, like, to be able to play the game and you see hip-hop or like you just see culture overall represented in the game and the likeness of it. Have y'all thought about or even try to reach out to certain people so you can have like their likeness, or while you play the game or you do a certain drop, it unlocks a DJ that you can have in the
We've got a character creator. For me, it's all about you. I want you to see yourself or the fantastic version of yourself in the game. And so we've got a character creator that I think is going to be really unique in terms of how we handle kind of player customization, you know, and like all sorts of things. We're gonna right now, you know, it's like that's not a part of our demo, right? It's like,
I get it.
We just want people to kind of get in, understand the music mixing of it all. And then there's a ton of customization, both in terms of character and then also overall presentation. You know, things you'll be able to do in the venue space with the lighting and the atmosphere and all of that. No, because think about it. It's like, you know, this is a game about a performance, right? And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what I want is for players to it's not just about the music, it's about the whole package.
Yes.
And so, you know, when you make your thing, it's like you got a mix, but you also have a show. And I think that show is a big part of it.
Right.
So Zoe,
Yes.
coming to you right now.
Right.
This is gonna be crazy. So it's a two-part question, right?
Hit me.
So in terms of mixing music, that's one thing. But I think it'd be dope if y'all had like classic theme songs. Like for example, back in the day, you know, you got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know what I'm saying? You know, back, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Chef, shut your mouth.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I think, let's say you had the Fresh Prince theme song, and you can take it all the way back to Family Matters.
I love
back,
how specific your questions
You know what I'm
are.
saying?
It's like, can
So
I
I
have
want
this
this in
song?
the game.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, and then also stuff now.
Yeah.
Like, have y'all thought about doing things like that to bring that the culture, just bring
Right.
that culture back? And for the second part of that question is, will y'all have like a microphone like set up so with the mixing of the music, somebody can actually MC it?
All right, well, I have a two-part answer for you.
I'm so excited.
We all do.
I love you too much, and your hair is beautiful.
Thank you.
This is fire. Let's go,
First
baby.
and foremost, I think what's most special about Harmonix, my favorite thing about working there, being there, playing their games my whole life, is the fact that we are music makers, we are musicians ourselves, making music video games. So everything you're saying, of course we've thought about it, because we want what you want. We're not just sitting there thinking about it in theory. We're the people that are playing it. We're making it for ourselves. So everything you're saying, how do we monetize this? How do we have good relationships with artists? How do we?
Yeah.
Well, and how do we represent the culture
Right.
of and it's not just about hip hop culture, or EDM culture,
Right.
or rock
It's
culture.
music.
It's music all
Music,
together.
culture, I don't
And art
care.
culture.
Yo,
Right.
you could be the Beatles or you
Yep.
be Michael Jackson. I don't care what it is. I want it.
Yeah.
I want it, bro.
But I'm gonna tell you, like I said, 16 right now, but with over 100 songs in our launch soundtrack, you can
That's-
imagine there's gonna be some crazy diverse sounds, samples, loops that are here. Things that we also have an amazing in-house audio team. So maybe there's a sound we really want, we can bring that to life. We can make sure that that exists for us. Because if you want it, guess what? So does somebody who's sitting at the desk, who's the person that's putting it into the game, because they're
Gotcha.
thinking about it just as much. And then in terms of your second question, which was asking me about
Yeah. So with the microphone.
Oh, with the microphone.
Like having
So,
yeah.
my second answer to that is stay in touch with us, follow the campaign. There's a lot that's in game. And
I love
there's a lot
those
we're
answers.
seeing.
I love those
And
answers.
there's a lot more that
I love
you
those
can see over
answers.
the year.
So
But that's really important, right? It's like we just announced on Wednesday. Like literally, that was like
brand new.
3 days
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
And we have a lot to say
Yep.
about Fuser and what makes Fuser interesting. And also, this is like a narrow sliver of this game.
Right.
This is a big experience for people with a lot of songs, a lot of customization, a lot of modes, a lot of features.
Right.
And so we have a lot more to talk about between now and fall when the game comes out.
And let's not forget, we're Harmonix, and our partner is NCSoft. So the reach we have right now, the accessibility we have, the way we can engage everybody from all different kinds of worlds. You know, they have a lot of experience with PC, we have a lot of experience with console, and this fusion, this relationship, it's really special.
It's true.
I got final two questions.
Yep.
All right.
Right? So I'm gonna get one of you, one of you.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be fire. VR. I think this game right here will be fire. See, they was looking at each other, bro. I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this, man. If y'all put VR in this game and you in the world and you like this, just imagine if you actually had like a party or something like that and you could put the VR on, people watching you in VR. Oh, that would be crazy.
So
Talk to me.
here's
Talk
what
to
I
me.
want. So, of course, we thought about VR. We thought about all the platforms.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And what I'm going to say is that we want to be where the people are right now. Right.
Okay.
This is a game that we're designing for like breakout success. We think that this is a really accessible experience. So I'm looking at like Xbox One. I'm looking at PS4. I'm looking at the Switch, and I'm looking at the PC audience in terms of our ability to really kind of go where people are playing the most games right now.
Right. Absolutely.
And then after that, the world is our oyster, right? So it's like, you know, I think there are a lot of opportunities in terms of VR, in terms of next gen, in terms of all kinds of things. And I'm sure we'll be there, provided everybody likes what we're doing.
Right.
And that's kind of, you know, we want to go where the people are right now, and that's on
And I
current gen
mean,
consoles.
you
PC.
brought up something that's, you know, doing things for the culture.
Yep.
Culture is inherently
Always.
accessible. It's for everybody. It's meant to be
absolutely.
shared. So we want to make sure that what we're doing is as accessible to as many people, regardless of color, creed, beliefs, you know, identity, ability level. You can get your hands on a
Budget.
controller, an adjustable controller, what exactly.
I know, right?
No matter what, no matter who you are, you can play Fuser, you can do it well, and you have a great time doing it.
Yo, so I got final question.
Okay.
Ready for this?
I am.
All right. So now, one thing that I've seen, I always look for what I don't see.
Okay.
So, whether it was Guitar Hero, DJ Hero, Rock Band, all these things,
Yeah.
one thing that I always felt was missing in all these music games is having these games turn into a business model, like how you have record labels and artists sign.
Right.
So, what I think would be dope, especially now, 2020, if Fuser was actually a platform where you can actually sign artists to Fuser. Like if Fuser was its own label or its own platform, so where you could be like, yo, our first artist on Fuser is Hip Hop Gamer. Check out his music.
I love your questions, right? Because you're not like, this is like, we're here, we're like, in fall of 2020, we're gonna shift this game. You're like, in 5 years, when Fuser is like a household name brand, how are you bringing up the music community? You know, it's like you're thinking deep thoughts, long term, and I love it.
This is what it is, because you see, this is one of those moments that people will look back on and be like, yo, I remember this interview, and now we're living in that moment when you're looking back at it. And you already know, bro, I believe in y'all. Come on, man, you know how it is. So, I really think that that's the missing element from all these games that has ever come out. I feel like, look, Def Jam Records, you see I got sneakers on, you know, you got Universal Music Group, you got all these labels, right? But there's never been a game that came out that embraced the industry as its own platform to bring its own artists in, as signed artists, talent, everything, and change the entire game, period. So, to me, it's more than just a game. But we can talk about it, or we can actually do it. Now, y'all know me. I got songs in games. Like I do this hip hop. I live this. I think it'd be an interesting idea and an interesting twist on the industry to reveal the next generation of what a music label can be through an actual video game that's made. Now, to prove my point, look at Dreams with PS4. It's not just a game. It's a game that you can make your own game.
Right.
Like, it's never ending.
Right.
Fuser, the name is perfect. Fuse, we bringing things together. I think the buck stops here, and we have to redefine what a music game is, and I think that's one way to do it. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'll let you know off the bat. My background's in music business, right? So it's almost like you were reading through my idea journal, and you're like, oh, here are some things that are cool. Because obviously everything you've said is something we've thought about, and right now, like Daniel said, we're focused on making this game, getting in the hands of people. I mean, you'll see people coming up and doing the demo, they're just getting a feel for the controls. So everything you're saying, brilliant idea. Like you said, we can talk about it, and I'm sure this will be an ongoing conversation because it's just beginning for Fuser. There's so much more that's possible.
It's funny. It's like you're also coming at this from like a music biz angle, and there's a player fantasy that also wants a part of that, right? So one of the things that I feel like is really powerful is, you know, as a player, you can get really good at this game, and you can do all sorts of really creative, artistic things, and then share those with the music community, right?
Yep.
And beyond, out through social. So, you know, one of the things that I'm looking for is like, I'm looking for Fuser level celebrity creators who are able to, you know, use the tools provided by the game to do really creative and awesome things that connect with people the same way like actual like recorded music or like, you know, whatever does.
Absolutely.
And we bring that through the interface and through the game.
Think about it like this. I'll end it with this, right? If you look at Sony, right, the label Sony, they created an imprint called Lost Rings, where they're signing artists like my homegirl Bunny to the record label because this is their way of trying to get into the gaming industry. You have a game that's already a part of the gaming industry, obviously. You have a legacy already there. So what they're trying to do, you already are.
Right.
And then in terms of gathering artists and finding talent and stuff like that, you already have that because a lot of people that play this game are the talent that you probably would bring on board.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, you're already ahead of the game.
Right.
But flicking that switch and utilizing it is going to be the game changer. So this can be a conversation that we have in 2030. And we're like, wow, look where Fuser took us.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm talking about. Yo, let them know where they can find you at and when this game is coming out. Bring it in, Zoe. Word up. Let them know where they can find y'all
So
at.
it'll be
and when
out
the game coming
this fall, this year. keep an eye out. Follow us at Fuser Game, Twitter, Facebook. We're up on YouTube, Instagram, of course, and we'll be on PC, Switch, Xbox, and PS4.
You already know what it is, man. It's the one and only hip-hop gamer, Hot 97 Logitech G2K League. What up? On your Hot 97 every day, that's my word. Harmonics, baby, what up? We out of here.